Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome into Great Awakener Ether Realm. My name is Kimberly, and I am going to do an astrological report for January 20th through the 26th for 2025. All right? So to start off with, over the weekend, we had the sun move into Aquarius, your second house of values, how you see yourself, how you value yourself, your self-worth. Also, how you earn your money, your earned income sector. Okay, I'll go through that here in a minute. We also had Venus, a conjunction between Venus and Saturn, your ruling planet, in Pisces. Pisces is your third house of community, communication, um, short distance travel, what have you. We have a lot of emphasis on Pisces. I went over that in the last video. But with Venus, okay, so for one thing, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Taurus is your fifth house of romance, creativity, and children. And Libra is your career sector, career, 10th house, career reputation. Okay? So, and your ruling planet is Saturn. So with Venus coming in to conjunct Saturn in your community sector, that's looking to have a pretty good day for you. Venus is one of the benefactors. Venus and Jupiter are the benefactors of astrology, and anything that it touches, it softens. So you might be doing some short distance travel, communicating, also, with the moon is in Libra here to start off with this week. So a lot of emphasis on your 10th house, which is the house that you rule naturally. So a lot of emphasis on probably something that you like anyway. So, so I just wanted to point out the conjunction between these two, especially since it was with your ruling planet. So this weekend probably was a real nice weekend for you. Okay. So moving on, I'm just going to start off with the moon in Libra on the 20th. The moon is, if you watched my video last week, I explained the full moon that happened last week in the 23-degree axis. The moon is now, whatever was illuminated to you at that time, the moon is now going to come around and you're going to find acceptance in that 23 degrees, whatever happened at that time. If you have planets at 23 degrees or close to, there are a lot of planets right now in the 20 degree to 30 degree. So a lot of emphasis on that third decan at the moment. Okay. Decans, just in case you don't know, is a way that we split up the houses in 3 degrees so that they can be just a little bit more accurate with the readings. Okay, first, second, third decan. Okay, a lot of emphasis on third decans at the moment. Okay, so also, Mars in Cancer is going to be triggered again. That is your partnership sector. Your seventh house partnerships can be romantic or business. It also represents your enemies. Okay. I went over a good amount of this in the last video. I'm not trying to repeat myself and waste anybody's time. So, but there's going to be a lot of emphasis on your seventh house and your career. Okay. We also have Mercury in your sign at the moment. Mercury rules your work sector and your ninth house. Okay. It rules community. Again, you have a lot of emphasis on community, communication, and short distance travel. With Mercury being in your sign and all this emphasis being in your third house as well. Okay. So starting off on Monday, you're looking at your career and reputation the most. Okay. But then moving into Tuesday, we have the moon moving into Scorpio, and it's going to square this conjunction with the Sun and Pluto. Now, Pluto has been in your sign since 2008. And 2 years ago, it started going between your sign, Capricorn, and Aquarius, and going back and forth. Back in November, it made a permanent stay in Aquarius for the next 19 years. Aquarius is your value zone, the way that you see yourself, your self-worth, and the way that you earn your money. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of transformation during this time for the next 19 years. So the Sun comes in to highlight that even more so for the next month. It kind of kickstarts the season off, you know. So you have the Moon coming in to square this, and Scorpio is your friendship sector, your dreams, hopes, and wishes. So you may have, honestly, you may see a lot more value and worth in yourself. You may even be cutting off some friends. Okay, you may be starting new friendships. You may be going after your dreams, hopes, and wishes that you've been wanting to go after for a long time. Okay, so might be spending some money on that, or you could be starting something off that where you can earn money, something that you know, would be a dream fulfillment for you. Okay, a hope fulfillment. So even though a square is intense, it brings a lot of change. So this kind of seems like it's going to really kick off that, you know, how you see yourself, what your self-worth is. Okay? So that happens on Tuesday, only thing that's happening on Tuesday, really. So, like I said, there's a lot of emphasis on the third decan. This is in the first decan. So really the only planets that are in that area at the moment, which is fine because it's still very intense. Okay? So that's what you'll be focusing on Tuesday. So Wednesday comes along, and the Moon trines your ruling planet of Saturn. Venus will have moved on by then from 16 degrees. It's moving to 22 degrees by the end of the week. Okay? So the trine to your ruling planet, very nice. Again, this third house of yours is very, very much highlighted. That's probably one of the biggest highlights is your community sector right here. Okay? Wednesday, the Moon comes into trine Saturn. It also will make a trine to Venus, and then later in the night into Wednesday, it'll make a trine to Neptune and the lunar node. Now, I don't know if I went over the lunar nodes, why they are so important in astrology. The lunar nodes are a mathematical placements instead of, they're not objects, okay? The lunar nodes are where eclipses take place, and that's why they're so important. They're very karmic, and they're very dramatic. Probably the most intense aspect that you can get in astrology, of course, are, you know, your eclipses. So they can be life-changing. So for the next year and a half, you're going to have the North Node in your third house of community, and at some point is going to also come in, and your ruling planet of Saturn is also going to conjunct the North Node. Okay, very, you know, that's going to be a time of release for you. Like, it's going to be a real good time for you. Okay, so that it's just so highlighted in your third house. So on, let's see, Thursday, we also have the Moon. The Mercury is going to be moving from 19 degrees to 27 degrees by the end of the week. Okay. The Moon is going to come in and sextile Mercury in your house. Again, a lot of emphasis on friendships, communication, short distance travel. I don't know. You might be getting out and having a good time with your friends, right? Then you have, let's see, the moon also comes in and opposes Uranus in Taurus. Uranus has been in Taurus for 6 or 7 years now, and that is your 5th house of children, romance, and creativity. You may be having and of course this is your friendship sector. So you might be having some upheaval with your children, with creativity. Uranus is a great awakener, so it brings a lot of epiphanies. You might be having some epiphanies around your children or around your friends. Again, for some reason I'm getting the energy of you may be like pushing some friends away or welcoming in new friends, okay? Or maybe starting a creative venture with some friends, you know. And of course you have all this going on in your community as well, okay? Then the moon comes in and let's see. Okay, the moon comes in and trines Mars as well at the exact same time that it opposes Uranus and when it sextiles Mercury. Okay, it's making all of these trines and all of these sextiles, you know. Like, you can't go wrong with trines and sextiles. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on, you know, other people. These houses have to do with other people, okay? Mars also, of course, sextiles Uranus. Mercury opposes Mars, and Mercury trines Uranus as well, okay? Again, values, romance, children, partnerships, friends. You have a lot of emphasis on community, okay, just other people, okay? Later that night, depending on where you are, the moon moves into Sagittarius, which is your 12th house. So, after all of this energy being spent on other people and everything, you're probably going to want to rest. Your 12th house is very deep subconscious house. It's where, you know, when the moon comes into your sign, it's kind of a reset, and then it makes through all this, you know, values, earned income, community, home, you know, it makes all of these aspects throughout the month, and then by the end of the month, you're kind of exhausted. It just comes to your exhausted house, right? This is your subconscious, this is your dreams, this is your hidden, anything that's hidden, that you keep hidden from other people or that is hidden from you. You may be having a lot of dreams, okay? So it looks like you're going to be having a pretty busy week, and then come the weekend, you're going to probably want to rest, right? So then when the moon moves into Aquarius, this is actually around Friday. Yeah. So coming into the weekend, okay, you're going to maybe want some rest. The moon comes in and makes a sextile to this newly conjuncted Sun and Pluto in your value sector. Okay, so whatever upheaval started with this square a few days back is going to come in and soften that. Okay, so you may be having dreams about, you know, what you may be making changes in how you earn your income, or how you see your self-worth, which has to go with a lot of, you know, people don't realize like how much other people affect them, right? No matter how much you want to say, you know, I'm an Aquarius. You know, I want to always say that people don't affect me, right? But they do, especially on a subconscious level. So you may be thinking about, you know, how all of this has affected you and how maybe the changes that you want to make, okay? That's the biggest energy that I'm getting with you right now, is the changes that you want to make in the people surrounding you, okay? I'm just going to tell it like it is, okay? Then we come into Saturday, okay, where the moon opposes Jupiter in Gemini, okay? So this is your work sector, Gemini, 6th house. Other people, or what am I saying? Sorry, 6th house. is work, uh, working out, your health sector, and your daily habits. Whatever you do on a daily basis is your sixth house. So Jupiter has been in Gemini since May. It is in retrograde at the moment, and it's pretty much at a standstill at the moment. It's going to be going forward February 4th. Okay, Jupiter expands anything that it touches, so it may have been expanding your work sector or your health. You know, you may have been working out a lot, working a lot, but since Jupiter represents your 12th house as well, you may have pulled back, you know, in your Jupiter expands anything that it touches, and it's also the ruler of Sagittarius. So again, I can't put any more emphasis on this. Even though Jupiter is in your sixth house, it represents your resting house. Okay, so Jupiter is also the traditional ruler of Pisces before Neptune was found. So it can kind of feel like a little bit of a contradiction as well, okay? Because, of course, again, community. So, okay. So this weekend, I'm just getting a lot of rest and introspection energy here. Let's see here. Then the moon comes in to square Saturn, Venus, Neptune. I went over this in great detail. You're probably going to be thinking about what has happened this past week and doing a lot of introspection on it. Like I said, dreams, your subconscious. Okay. Let's see, the one awesome thing that's going on Saturday is that we have Venus and Mars trining each other. This aspect does not happen often because of the way that they orbit. They are the lovers of the zodiac. Okay, so you have Venus in your third house and Mars in your seventh house of partnerships. So you might be, you might be starting a romance with someone in your community, you know, or your partnership. Maybe you're going to want to make a commitment to this person, you know, and you're thinking about it like real heavily, you know. That's probably, or you might be doing some short distance travel with a partner, you know. There's many ways that you can spin this, but a trine between Venus and Mars is one of the best aspects that you can get. Trines are great, and these two are, like I said, they're the lovers of the zodiac. Okay, so this weekend looks real private for you, and maybe private with somebody else, possibly. Okay. Then the moon comes in to square Neptune and the North Node. I always say this about the moon and Neptune are very ethereal planets, no boundaries, and them coming in and making a square, it's like it can bring a lot of brain fog. It can bring a lot of like, I just kind of want to be by myself, and daydreamy, very daydreamy, okay? But with Venus coming in very close to Neptune as well, you might be daydreaming with another person, you know, possibly. It's, you know, these scenarios are different for everybody, but I'm just going to throw that out there, okay? Then you have Mercury coming in to sextile Neptune and Venus coming in to sextile Uranus, okay, which is going to, again, start all these other people in your life, okay? But it's going to be pretty fleeting because it's, you know, Mercury moves, the moon moves the quickest, 2 to 2.5 days per sector, per sign, and then the Mercury is usually about 2.5 weeks per sign. So this can be pretty fleeting as well. But it looks like the beginning of the week you're going to have a whole lot of people in your life, and by the end of the week you're just going to want some privacy maybe with another person, maybe not. Okay? And then by the end of the week, we do have the moon going into Capricorn. So like I said before, when you have all, the moon makes, this journey every month, and by the time it gets in, you're going to be reset again. You're going to have all this nice rest during the weekend, and that you're going to kind of be getting ready to go again by like end of Sunday. Okay, again, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here, and we'll continue next week. Okay. I do offer personals. If you want to check out my website, I do a lot of different healing modalities. Okay, astrology, tarot, Reiki. But until then, if you'd like to subscribe and see what's going on next week, or if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to comment as well. But until then, hopefully I'll see you next week. All right. I hope you have a good week, Capricorn. Bye.